it up. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play It Painted Live. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Saturday evening. Here we go, folks. Doing the damn thing. I'm going to hop in Discord. I will hop in the on-air section here, in case we have anyone joining us. To discuss the miniature gaming world, I'm going to set up the comments on the YouTubes. So go ahead and get your stuff together if you got something to paint or something to drink, something to eat. Saddle up. Let us go ahead and get into this bad boy. And what are we going to call this stream? Let's call it Painting Mythic Battles Pantheon again. Go here. Painting Mythic Battles Pantheon. Here we go. And I'm going to wipe out that, and I'm going to go hashtag Mythic Battles Pantheon. Yes. Okay. Changes are being saved. Alright, we are good to go. I am ready to open up my comment section, and we're going to just do the damn thing. Okay? I do have a large-ish Mythic Battles Pantheon commission here. We will probably finish 0 miniatures tonight, but we will get started. I got 3 of these troopers, and I got 3 of these whammons, which I'm not sure who they are. Like that's a whammons with seems to be some sort of cup bearer or water bearer. She's got a little Chris knife there. And you got this she's like almost like a gladiator style whammons. Very nice outfit on her. I really like that one. And then this one here, who is she's angry about something. I don't know what that is, but that is what we are doing tonight, folks. Let me know in the questions. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, comments, or threats. What we're gonna do right now, we're gonna do the difficult part of painting the flesh with contrast paints. I can do this with regular flesh paint, but this is a gamble, right? When you're working with contrast paints, you can get a good skin tone, but it's a little bit of a gamble. So just beware of that. So I'm just gonna get that all. Because it's actually not bad if you're doing smaller patches like this. But when you're doing muscles and that kind of thing, you really have to know how to spread this paint and where to put it and how to fix problems, because you don't want any of this paint really to pool, which can be very difficult. These contrast paints can be very difficult to use. You know, they say just put one thick coat down. I don't think the skin tones work that way, really. I think you really need to understand what color the skin tone needs to look like wet and adjust your control appropriately. All right. So we're doing this bad boy. The good news is these are fairly simple minis to paint, right? You just have to get all the little. You just got to, color by numbers here and get it right. That's really the trick here. Color by numbers. Make sure you're getting your color by numbers right. And we will get this right. Just got to be very, very cognizant of not letting any of this contrast paint pool where you don't want it to pool. That's pretty good right there. So these guys are going to have the standard Roman colors, you know, goldish or bronze armor, and red tabards, and leather, you know, leather straps and sandals and things. That's what we are looking for. But you really do want to get this about as accurate as you can when you're painting these. Okay, and then finally let's get the elbow back here. So you can see contrast paint, the contrast skin tones are not bad when you're dealing with small patches of skin. You'll see the really challenging ones will be this when I get to that. Okay, let's do the rest of the soldiers here. So, you know, you can really let that sit in the recesses there because you're not really concerned about I'm not going to paint the eyes on this style model because they're recessed in and within a helmet. So they're going to be next to impossible to see. We're just getting all the most visible parts of the skin down. You know, when you're batch painting stuff like this, it is possible that you will miss things. So just be aware of that. Like I do it all the time. I miss stuff. I'm going through and painting these pretty quick. It's like when you learn the pattern of one of them and you're like, oh, okay. I know exactly where to go here. But just because you know exactly where to go doesn't mean that you aren't going to go too fast and then totally mess up what you were supposed to get. Okay, cool. All right. This guy's got a little bit more color on him than the other one, but he should dry just fine also. Let's do number 3 here. So yeah, if you're just joining us, welcome to Play It Painted Live. Let us know what you're painting or what you should be painting. We are working on some Mythic Battles Pantheon tonight. And these are pretty damn good. Just Roman soldiers, really. Pretty damn good. I could do those sleeves up there to be white. Right, I could do this whole background to be white, but I don't think I'm going to do that. We're going to do them red, you know, so that the combs on the helmets will also be red, just so it's like very apparent that these are Roman soldiers. I guess if they're Greek soldiers, you could do blues and brass and that kind of stuff. I do like them. I do like that Roman look a little bit more than the Greek look. All right, cool. Okay. Am I missing anything? Okay, 3 down. All right, let's get to these. Like this one here, I said she was going to be a hassle, and you'll see why here in a second, right? You could do the face. She's got her mouth open also. And I'll do the gown. She's got so much skin though, right? You do not want to have really any of this stuff floating around. You got to keep pushing it. This is the scary part. You got to keep pushing it or the skin will look weird and patchy and it will be rather upsetting. Looks like it's gonna look patchy anyway, because you got to keep it wet. You got to keep that skin wet while you're moving it all around. But at the same time, you cannot let it like pool in a weird area. And with female skin, because female skin is a lot more subtle and it's softer, the body parts are less defined. They're not as muscular as the male sculpts. Sure, I triggered someone with that statement, but yes, that's how they sculpt. Female sculpts versus male sculpts. So you have to be careful. You can't just let it let the contrast paint settle into these hard crevices that you're going to get on the male miniatures. You have to be a lot more diligent about keeping this moving correctly. So that is what I'm trying to do. You can see I already screwed up there, top of the knee. If you screw up, take more product. Don't take your damp brush like the way you want to with the regular paint. Actually put more product onto your brush so that you can pick up and move the contrast paint. It's a very counterintuitive thing, right? If I want that brown there gone, I can't just take a damp cloth and remove it. I have to put more product on my brush and brush it all down. It looks like this leg will be more tan than the other leg, right? That's kind of rough. And see if I dampen my brush and run it down, see what's going to happen? It takes all of it off. So I'm going to take it all off, take it all the way down. And while it's still wet, I'm going to keep blending it till I get to the tone that I need it to be. Okay, so, and then even if this screws up, if you screw that up, then what you have to do is you have to just go back and highlight it with a standard paint. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna run that down. Make sure none of it. You see how wet? You have to really keep a wet edge there, and just keep moving it. Otherwise, it will look weird. All right, I don't want any of that pooling on there. There we go. So yeah, now you can tell what I mean by, like, it's harder to deal with this, like, amount of flesh, especially if it's soft female flesh. It's harder to deal with that with contrast paints, because contrast paints want to settle in detail and they want to exaggerate detail. And they exaggerate them too much. So be very careful when you're doing this kind of work. Okay. It's not too bad. I can get that to work. I can get that fixed. So once again, let's go with her. Again, I like to start towards the top of the miniature and work my way down. Right? This mini has a very defined shoulder line. So you will get contrast paint settling in there. It's a fantastic sculpt, I must say. That's a great sculpt. But you see what the emphasis is, though, right? You really need to keep these contrast paints wet. They've got to stay with, you got to keep a wet edge when you're doing this kind of work. Otherwise you could lose, clarity on the whole thing. I'm just gonna take it all the way down, even though I know those greaves are gonna be more of a brass color. I'm just gonna do it. Take it all the way down for fear of wrecking this model. It's what I do not want to do. I do not want to wreck this model, so I might as well take the skin all the way down that way. Make sure I've got everything before I move on. That turned out okay. Hey, what's up, Nelson? All right, so we got that one. All right, so we're gonna move on to this one. Oh man, but yeah, this is, as far as contrast paints are concerned, the skin is tough. Yeah, you didn't send me any pics. It's okay. I'm off script. I'm off script right now. I'm gonna paint these up in a manner, and then if you need changes, we will do changes. I'm gonna just, I'll be honest with you. There's like a certain way I think these will look great, and we'll just do that until you tell me otherwise. So once again, trying to keep a nice super wet edge here with the skin. Do not want to allow pooling in any weird areas. You just want it to go all the way down and stay wet. Man, there is a really, really bad dirty joke in all of that. I know. How you been, dude? Hope you've been good. I can show you at least some of the airbrush work that's going on with the rest of this job as well. And I can get, yeah, I can get you caught up on where we're at here. Aha. There we go. It's almost like an Egyptian. Her face, her hair and her face seem a little more Egyptian than anyone's. It's not bad though. Okay, we'll let that dry for a second. While that's drying, let me get you caught up. So one of the first things I did, I don't know if you caught this the other night, but we did some work on Parvati. So she's got kind of a steampunk goth look there. Super fun model. Eyes are very, very, very tiny on this model. The eyes and the facial features are very tiny on the model, just for your awareness. But pink hair, pink black, pink and black for most of that. Kind of burnout, didn't bother to head into work. Oh man, I hear ya. My work is killing me. They're killing me. They scheduling late afternoon meetings all the way through. It's just dumb. Oh gosh, just stop. Okay, I'm trying to get that thing to stop. The one that lured many men in the Odyssey. Oh, this is Cersei. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. So yeah, we got that there. I started some basic color blocking on Cerberus. So it's really just kind of browns right now on Cerberus. But we're going to go through, paint all the details in, paint the harnesses, paint the faces, all that kind of good stuff. Oh, wow. It didn't stick. I got to put, oh man, that bounced right there. You see that? I got to fix that. I need to put primer down there. It bounced right off the plastic. I wonder what happened there. It's all right. We'll get that to work. And then we got, oh, same thing here. Here's the Hydra, at least the beginning color block. Hydra is kind of like a blue and a purple. Yeah, so a little bit start on the monsters. I'm gonna look at some art for him, but here you can see how I've just appreciated him, so that this is gonna be light up here, then he's gonna fade out to a black as you go towards the back and the bottom of the model. All right. So we're gonna let this stuff dry for a second. Then we're gonna paint in eyes. I'm not gonna do like super detailed eyes on these because these are, well, on the soldiers you really can't do that. Hydra is dark green, Cerberus is grayish black. Uh-oh. Well, grayish black. I can repaint that. And the Hydra I can get back to it like a dark green. I don't know. I like that. Like weird aqua. I'll fade the, yeah, I like the blue and purple. But I can change Cerberus. That's easy. Okay. Anyways, let's fire up. Let's fire up some eyeballs. Eyeballs. Okay. And but yeah, this stuff can get pretty fun when you're working with it. Oh, who is this? This is what I want to know. Who is this? Because should her skin be otherworldly? She looks like she may be a spirit or something. I couldn't tell, so I just default right now, just kind of went with some default skin color. But I don't know what she is. Hey, what's up, Jose? I don't know what or who she is, so so right now she's pretty boring. But maybe her skin is a totally different color. I don't know. Anyways, let's get some details going in here. It's a little bit of black there. Tomorrow, my plan, I gotta take my boys somewhere in the morning, but I will try to get in some form of gaming in the afternoon. So I'm up for some games, hopefully. You know, could be Aristea, could be Guild Ball. So we got options in there. Okay. So like I said, I'll go back and we'll fix the face when we need to. But for right now, there's that. This sculpt is freaking awesome. Whoever this person is, she is great. That is just a really good sculpt. She's a nymph. Okay. So I may go super pale with her skin then to make her more like fairy-like since she's a nymph. So Zeus hit that. Alright, you do you, Zeus. This is Cersei. Okay. Her cloth is kind of R-rated. Oh, yeah, okay, well, I'm not sure how I can do that. I can try, I'll try to, I'll mess around with it. I might go, I might go slightly darker. Anyways. Let's get a little bit of eye action here. Like I said, the eyes on these are not going to be, on these little troopers, are not going to be very detailed. I'm just sort of shading them in. So it looks like there's eyes in there. So I'm going to work on these smaller minis first, and I'll get back to the monsters in Hades at a later time. Okay. Oh. All right. Let's get some white going. Yeah, R-rated cloth could be kind of cool. It could be very fun to do. But we'll do. She'll be a. She'll be very fair skinned because she's a nymph. I always imagine nymphs as being very, very fair skinned. Okay. Speaking of which, so now we gotta get her eyeballs in. I hate painting eyes on camera because it's super hard to do. Super hard to get these right on camera. But we'll do what we can. Okay. This model is awesome. Whoever she is. This is great. That is a great miniature. Awesome pose. Oops, why is this? Awesome pose. Love her outfit. The armor is cool. Like, she's cool. Her eye is a little tiny, though. But we're going to try to get it. Yeah, her eye is super tiny, but we will get it. We get Cersei's eyes. Do I dare ask you guys if you went to watch Rise of Palpatine this weekend? Did you watch Rise of Palpatine? Should I not talk shit about Star Wars again? I can not. I can abstain. We can stick to the task here. Uh-oh. Somebody's bugging me. Respond to. All right. I liked it more than Last Giant. It wasn't bad. Double Bladed later. Oh, it's Hippolyta's sister. Okay, cool. Okay. You liked it better than Last Jedi. That's cool. I think that I've heard that opinion too. But that's why the critics are mad because they liked Last Jedi and then don't like this movie. I've already been through the spoilers and whatnot, and I have zero intention of actually watching the movie, so uh, so I don't care. But if Jose, if you're gonna go watch a movie and you don't want spoilers, I will refrain from comment. Oh man, I can't. Ah, actually, that wasn't bad. Boom, that landed. Let's get the nymph's eyes in. Yeah. She looks kind of angry. Oh, oh, here's the photo of them. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's look. Oh, Pentheon. Yeah, I love her outfit. Cersei, okay, cool. And Echo. Okay. Okay, we got this. We got this, man. Alright. I may do slight variations, but at least I have the artwork. Trying to decide if I will watch Rise of Palpatine. Last Jedi kind of killed that segment of the series. Yeah, that's understandable. My son made me very proud tonight. He has this sticker book for Star Wars, and he's been putting all the stickers together. And he asked me, he's like, Daddy, who are your favorite Star Wars characters? And I almost balked a little bit. I'm like, well, son, if I'm being honest with you, I really only like the older Star Wars characters. I don't really like any of the new Star Wars characters. He's like, yeah, me too, Dad. and I asked him, okay, like, what are your okay? Then who are your favorite Star Wars characters? And he said his favorite Star Wars characters are IG-88 and Boba Fett. And I was super proud of him. I was like, IG-88, hell yeah, good reference, son. Good job, buddy. And I was like, why are these your favorite characters? He's like, I just really like the design of IG-88 and Boba Fett. He just likes the way that they look. So that was super cool. Alright, I'll give her a little splash of pink around the mouth here. Alright. And then I'm actually gonna go through and start painting that skin. And who else needs, she could use a little splash of pink on her mouth. And it does look like, yeah, it does look like I am gonna have to go through and paint the skin here correctly. Okay. And then Pantheon. And he asked me who my favorite Star Wars characters were, and I was like, oh man, Well, and I said, well, Nin Num is one of my favorite all-time characters, and so I really like Nin Num, and I like Snaggletooth. I like Greedo. Walrus Man. Those are some of my favorite Star Wars characters. If you force me to pick one of the protagonists, okay, I like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Uh, you know, Han Solo. Those are kind of my favorites, but yeah, I really like Nien Nunb. I think he needs more airtime. Wedge Antilles gets a lot of airtime, but come on, man, Nien Numb's been in almost as many battles as Wedge, and fairly important ones. So, but I was proud of my kid. That was a good moment. Good job, son. Good choices. Okay, let's start touching up the skin. We'll start fixing areas because you can see contrast paint skin is good. It's a good start, but it has problems staying even and covering correctly and all that good stuff. So I usually make a glaze. I make a tanned highlight glaze, and just kind of build it up softly. I really like making a glaze as opposed to just thinning it because um, the paint ends up being less chalky. Like I don't know who these extended universe TV show. I didn't watch any of that stuff, so I just only know movies. Now I did figure I did you know come to an understanding that because to me I've only seen the movies, right? And so to me it seems crazy that at least on first reflection it seems crazy that people love Star Wars that much. I'm like, the movie series, if you look at it as a whole, is not that great of a series. It's not even the story isn't the central story is pretty terrible, especially when now if you retell it objectively in light of Rise of the Palpatine, right? If I sit here, I don't want to do spoilers or anything, but if I sit here and tell you what the central story of the 9 movies is, it's objectively a bad story. Okay? So, but I do understand, I have come to the understanding that there are a number of Star Wars fans, like diehard Star Wars fans, that love Star Wars because they love the Star Wars setting. They don't necessarily think that the central movie plot is a good story. They'll even agree with me when I say things like, "Oh, well, you know, uh, the rebellion really is not a benefit. They really haven't proven to be much benefit to the galaxy, frankly. Not unless the only way they become a real benefit to the galaxy is if these opponents are permanently destroyed. And if 9 movies has shown us that these bad guys just get stronger and stronger and stronger, and that ultimately the resistance, the rebellion, all that stuff doesn't really do the job. They never really accomplished the job of defeating the bad guys. So I do understand, like, there are people that understand these things, and when I tell them objectively, they don't just get butthurt and start calling me names. They can acknowledge that and go, yeah, that's actually true. But they still like Star Wars because they really love the universe. They love lightsabers, and they love X-wing fighters and TIE fighters, and they love certain alien races and that kind of stuff. They don't necessarily think that the whole central storyline with Rey and Rey and Luke and Finn and Poe, they don't necessarily think those are good stories. And I'm starting to get that now. That's why they like you could play the Star Wars miniature games and the PC games and all that kind of stuff because you like the setting. Doesn't mean that you like fully endorse, what happened in The Last Jedi or even The Force Awakens. So anyways, a little bit of growth on my part. I'm starting to understand that. It's a fun setting for my son to enjoy, things like that. But I'm not gonna make excuses for a bad central plot, like a bad central story, and a horribly mismanaged franchise. You can like Star Wars and or not like Star Wars. I was almost at the point where I almost felt like I had to defend people's right to not like Star Wars. And that's the new thing with the quote unquote nerd communities of today, right? It's literally on a shirt. You have to, if you're a nerd, if you're gonna be a nerd, you have to like these franchises, which is fucking bullshit, if you ask me. Like, they tell you you have to like Star Trek and Star Wars, and you have to like Doctor Who, and you have to like Firefly. Fuck that noise. Like what you like. That is so anti nerd when I grew up. That was that whole sentiment that you have to be a joiner, that you have to like what everybody else likes, is not the reason why we were, people of my generation were nerds at all. We were nerds because we liked shit that people didn't like, that people ridiculed and made fun of. But nowadays it's like, no, you have to be a joiner. And you can't criticize shit. No, if you have nothing nice to say, you can't say anything. Like, what the fuck? What is this shit? Honestly, this modern authoritarian joiner group, groupthink society that they call nerd culture. It's fucking embarrassing. It's like, it's upsetting. Like, okay, so you guys are just, you guys are the same mob mentality that has fucked up humanity for the last 200 years. The whole point of being into this stuff was that you were just flat out into it and it didn't matter what other people thought. And you could share your opinion even if that opinion was critical, because you were in an arena where people are used to having their ideas and their opinions challenged. But you can't do that anymore? Like, that's like the craze. That's like the most anti-nerd thing to me, is if you can't do that anymore. Like, what's the point? Okay, there's a lot of words here. Let's read some of Jose's stuff. TIE Fighter and X-Wing simulators, for me, had pretty awesome characters, especially TIE Pilot character. Side stories could easily make me ignore the central story. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I have to realize that people like the universe. And so when people get Star Wars socks or that kind of shit, or because they like the universe, they want to, and they like the RPG, they like exploring that universe, and they want to see it fleshed out, and they want to watch The Mandalorian and all that kind of stuff. So when I see these people that say, I'm a Star Wars channel on YouTube or whatever, and they talk about Star Wars, but they always talk about the central plot in a very, critical light. Well, it's not being hypocritical. They like the Star Wars universe, and they have expectations for what the central plot should be, and they demand a higher quality central plot, because that's what is supposed to be driving the fandom. It's supposed to be driving the universe, right? If I like the Akira universe, well, the Akira main story better be damn good. But I can also recognize that there might be people out there like, no, I just like the gangs in Akira. I don't really care about the central plot with Tetsuo In Canada, I don't really need that, although we know that's a lie, because there just isn't, that universe is not fleshed out to that point. But yeah, that's where a lot of that's coming from. You know, you want, lightsabers are cool, right? And lightsabers are cool, and TIE fighters are cool, and all this other stuff. Okay, I will acknowledge that. Those are very cool things. Can I point out though that damn, see, I already started. Can I point out though that uh, you know, modern day ballista are just far more efficient than blasters? Like if you shot bullets, you ever seen a blaster fight in Star Wars and it's choo 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 and there's like singular lasers going across. Choo, choo, choo. Even the the heavier weapons, the rapid fire lasers, like dude, those don't travel as fast as modern day bullets. I would much rather have a regular ass machine gun in that fight. I would kick the shit out of people in that fight with a regular ass gun because the ballista fires faster. And that's just me. I know I'm talking mad shit. But yeah. So yeah, my kid, you know, he he tried to watch Solo the other day. I guess my wife put Solo on for him and he was like, "This is super boring." And he just hated it and immediately turned it off. so so we'll see where he goes with his fandom. Um, but yeah, we'll just see where it goes. But yeah, props to him for picking the freaking bounty hunters as his favorite thing. There's a lot of cool. There's a lot of potential for, and I know Mandalorian kind of highlighting that there's a lot of cool potential for some really cool stories that you could tell in the Star Wars setting. It don't have to be, force driven or bloodline driven type things. I don't really want to watch The Mandalorian though. I want to watch the Rodian. I want to watch Greedo, the Greedo race of people. They're just awesome. I want to watch Greedo and Ninum. There's a really great video on YouTube. It's got Ninum and Jeff Goldblum, and they're just laughing for like 2 minutes. That's the video, and it's like, this video is freaking awesome. Look at Cersei go here. And see how the live action shows never showed blaster fights properly compared to games. But lasers don't jam. Yeah, no, I get that. But dude, sorry man. If it was one fight that I had to be in, I'd rather have me a regular ass gun. But you're right. The advantage to a laser weapon, I guess, is that it doesn't jam. It can't backfire. Obviously, you don't have to carry, physical ammo. You just have to have a power source. So definitely, I'm not saying that there are not advantages to it, but there should be like how Han Solo's like, "Oh, I'll take a good blaster any day." There should be like a proto Han Solo that's like, blasters suck. Just give me a pistol. Okay, this is looking pretty good. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is looking great. Damn, I love this model. So cool. Love that model. All right, let us move along here. So for these soldiers here, let's do the armor. The armor is going to be yellow, so this will be yellow. Well, it's going to be bronze. So let's get going there. But doing the skin and the faces is the hardest part of these models. And then once you get into just like doing armor weapons, all that kind of stuff, it gets a lot easier. Okay, I know this is going to look too bright when we first put it on, but do not be alarmed. It's all part of the system. If you want to, Nelson, if you want the major cloth color to be something other than red, let me know and I will adjust accordingly. But that's the plan with these guys. Blasters suck. Give me a pistol. They just would look at it like it's alien technology. Then he would shoot someone, and instead of them like getting a burn hole in their chest and dying, like they would be like blood spatter. It would be like horrifying for the Star Wars universe to watch somebody get like shot by a machine gun and just have their guts flying and so uncivilized, and people would just be like exploding on screen. You could have like Captain Phasma. She has that like that laser proof armor, and you shoot her directly in the head with with a regular ass pistol. Ah, that'd be awesome. Okay. But yes, do not freak out about this yellow. We will. You gotta trust in the processor. Cool, like looks like a goat's head and a spine as the shield. This really is a nice genre to paint. I will paint some God tier too at some point, because those look like they can be fun to paint. I'm not convinced that the full-sized game of God tier is worth playing. I know that the smaller version of the game is worth playing, but we'll see. All right, so just getting some yellow down. But my son is he's old enough now to where my wife is talking about taking him to the movies. Um, while they're on holiday break. They're on holiday break, and I still have work, you know, sniffing up my ass for this whole week. You know, despite me trying to get short days, cannot get short days because dickheads are still trying to pull some bullshit in the 11th hour here. I'm gonna see if I can, uh, I'm still gonna see if I can try to get home at a reasonable hour on Monday. Tomorrow, supposed to take the boys somewhere. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna make it all the way down to San Diego. I may just take them to, you know, Santa Ana Zoo or something. So we'll try that. But yeah, dude, trying to get gaming in lately has just sucked. You know, me and Jose tried to get in a game the other day, and trying to leave work. They're scheduling 3 o'clock meetings, so I get down there. On my way down, they're calling me. We'll do another meeting. We want to do more meetings. Oh, fucking meeting. We need to meet. Like, dude, no one is gonna be around next week. You fuckhole. It's this Christmas. You're not gonna get shit done with your bad ideas, dude. Just trying to explain that to people. This little grieves there. Okay. Some cool bits here. Did I get that right? Yes. Yes. Okay, that looks good. Ooh, just making sure I got everything right. Okay. Traffic will be horrible going. Okay. Good. I'm gonna point that out. Yeah, I don't know. I do not. With the way people are driving right now this time of year, I'd rather not spend the whole day in traffic. So, who knows? Maybe we just go to Knott's or Little Zoo, as we like to call it, Santa Ana Zoo. We could do that. We could take him to Chuck E. Cheese. I don't give a shit. Just as long as we don't spend the whole day sitting in traffic. That is clearly what I do not want to do. Sometimes though we do, like on the weekend, I would get up, especially in the summertime, I would get up at like, 7 o'clock, get them out of bed around 8, feed them breakfast, and then be on the road before 9 a.m., get to San Diego around 10, right as, the San Diego Zoo is opening or SeaWorld's opening, spend an hour and a half to 2 hours down there, leave San Diego around noon, be back in Orange County, around 1 to 2 p.m. Yeah, I was not. I just, I think it's really, really stupid for my work to try to call this 11th hour shit when like so many people are on vacation already. It's just too late. It's too late to try to pull this bullshit at this point. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, calm the fuck down and we'll get it done on our time. But that's the wrong one. But yeah, I got another call. So yeah, Friday, had a late afternoon meeting, and then I'm leaving the meeting just to try to get home, and they're calling me on my cell phone like, oh God, please help us with this shit. I'm like, dude, you guys need to get your shit together. Seriously. You need to get your shit together. Or you better fucking pay me more. That's how I look at it. Right? I'm a very practical person. Fucking pay me more. Is what I'm gonna run with. Okay. Let that dry. I know Cersei kind of has yellow, like silver. Her outfit appears to be more silver. But I like the idea of all of this up here being gold in color. I think it looks far more interesting. So we're gonna go with that. It just the stock art there is very, very monochromatic. Right? And I think it would look better if I have a little bit of gold here. Yeah, I'm gonna embellish this. So she's got better color. Like her jewelry. And her circlet up here. So I'm just blocking this, and then we're gonna turn it into more of like a burnished gold look. I'm gonna turn this bowl will look kind of goldish. This could count as one of the miniature challenges of the month. They need to have a miniature that is holding a food item. So this will count as my entry. I will just take a picture of it when it's done and send it into the Comic Quest miniature painting group. And go there, food item. Anybody else rocking gold? Oh, our girl here is rocking gold. Yes. She is most certainly rocking gold. You are so dope, Penny. What's going on there? Did I just miss an entire... It looks like I did. Looks like I missed an entire section of breasticle right there. Let me paint that in. Let's get the gold in first. See that? Like this entire piece of breasticle just without any paint on it. The hell is that all about? Yeah. I'm just gonna straight up tell the dude, cause the dude that's trying to keep me late Monday, I outrank that dude. So I'm gonna say, look, get it to me by lunch, or I'm fucking leaving. And I have no backup. I have no backup. The other manager in my department who is capable of signing off on this is already on vacation, and right now you're just being a dumb, stupid motherfucker that couldn't get your shit done on time. So get your shit together, or wait till after the holiday. Guarantee you, the other folks, the other stakeholders he needs are already on vacation. All the people, he needs because he needs a sign off from me. He needs a sign off from legal, from environmental. You mean to tell me the fucking lawyers are still here right now? Hell no. You are a stupid, stupid man to think that our lawyers are literally going to be here, you know, the day before Christmas. You need to, like, you need to get it together, dude. You're not thinking. All right. Let's see. Any other gold? No. This chick is just literally wearing a gown. Okay. Let's paint in that breasticle that I missed. We'll keep it rocking. There we go. Look at that. Looks like it's just repelling. It just looks too bright right there. Man, it just looks too bright. What the hell? Whatever. We'll fix it. Alright. Next up, we're going to do the red on these soldiers. It's all pretty simple. Pretty simple. If I can find the right red. That's almost the right red. This is the right red. Okay. I guess I could just zero in on these and try to get these done tonight. Not that it matters that much. I mean, it's just we're blocking in the colors with the most common colors, and then it's just a matter of we get to a point where there's enough differentiation where I just drop out and start picking off things and just finish painting them until they're done. All right. Okay. And you just paint this loincloth here, or the kilt, whatever you call it. It's kind of that banded section above that on the kilt, which that's going to be a darker brown, like a brown leather. So I will get to that. And I guess I could just paint the whole thing in. As you can see, I'm not being terribly precise with this. So I can just paint that whole thing in. Because I know I can fix that easily later. So I might as well, right? Might as well make sure I got the whole kilt in red. Yeah, make sure I'm not missing anything. So I might as well just paint the whole thing in. And then this right here is a little cloth. Also be red right there. All right. So you can see how generically they're going in, right? These are going to look good. They do, you know, they're looking, these are going to look a little bit more like Centurions. I think the last set that I did, they were blue. I remember. You can see these like troopers, they can go pretty quick. Once it's all blocked out, these are going to go pretty quick. Really, really good quality on these minis. You know, these are individual troopers and they look great. A lot of games that have multi-part troopers that don't look this good. I don't know. I'm tempted to do Penthesilea's outfit this red too, but I think I may go a different direction with her. But yeah, you'll at least get to see, you know, how these generically get blocked out color-wise, and you know what I want to do with them. For some reason, I thought there would be like 6 of these dudes instead of 3. All right. Yeah, just trying to enjoy a couple days off here before I have to jump back into work and just be pissed again. All right. Man, since I'm doing the complementary color in here, sorry, my camera, I hit the camera and it wobbled. Okay. Okay. Pretty good. All right. I'll let these dry for a second. In the meantime, I'm gonna do. Oh man, Penny is not. Hold on. I actually have to do something. Well, yeah. It's just weird. It looks like it's almost like a tan. It's got a weird, that breasticle is just like a tan line. I don't want it to look like that, so I'm just gonna shade it to blend it in. There we go. Okay, we'll let that blend in. And then, so instead of red, she's going to have more like a purple pink. Right here. So I understand this is not your typical Greek color, but it's gonna look cool. And once again, if you don't like it, it's all just paint, man. It's easy enough to fix this kind of stuff. All right. Okay. Make sure I've got that down right. And is there anything else I want to do with this color right now? Probably not. It's probably not bad. Okay, so now, we're starting to get ready to mess with this and start making it look more like bronze. So for this, we're going to need snakebite leather. If I can find it. What did I do with snakebite leather? Shito. And I got it. There it is. Okay. So snakebite leather is going to burnish all the yellow down and give it some nice shading. I could thin it, but I'm not ready to do that yet. What I want to do is more like this, where you get it on and then really just kind of push it down. Right? So I'm going to get a good layer on there. You can see it's definitely giving it more of a bronze appearance. So that's good. So I usually highlight it down, shade it down like this, and then I'll come back and highlight. I'll do an edge highlight to exaggerate the light and the shadow a little bit more. And on troopers, I'm a little less precise with this versus when I do characters. But if I do it right, you really should not be able to tell much difference there. I mean, for the most part, standing out the way it needs to be standing out, like so. Okay, and I'm gonna let that dry. Right, like I said, we're gonna come back and highlight that gold, or not the gold, but I guess it's more of a brass than anything. If you were gonna go gold, it's better. I'll show you that on Penny. Penny's gonna be a brighter. Her armor is gonna be brighter because she's freaking Penny. So I'm showing you. Here's the crude boy, like bronze that you would do. I'll show you penny here in a minute. Well, once I get past these. But yeah, that definitely, you know, shaded that yellow down so that it wasn't, so it's not just this like weird, super bright gold. That's going to dry down to more of a bronze look, which is what we're going for. This is what I like about contrast paints. When you get your like systems down, they fly. You can fly with these. Problem is, you got to be pretty precise with where you're putting the paint. You have to have an idea of how thick you need to be. And you also have to know how to fix things. Which is why I tell people that contrast paints are not newbie paints. They're a really good tool for people to have. And you can learn how to paint. You can learn to develop, you know, your system of painting around contrast paints for sure. They're just like, if I were teaching somebody how to paint, whose objective was to really, you know, learn how to paint, I would not hand them any contrast paints. All right. Cersei will have a brass. This bowl here will be brass, but the rest of this is going to be more like gold. So. Okay. All right. So now we want to paint more of a gold color. Let me show you how I do that. Really, what we're going to do here is we're going to use, we can use Guilliman or Dark Oath Flesh. I'm going to use Dark Oath Flesh because I want it to be gold, but not like super bright burnished gold. It's going to be a little bit darker of a burnish here. So here comes Dark Oath Flesh. You can see it's a more subtle effect than that snakebite leather. It allows more of the yellow to show through. And I'm using it to shade the borders here between skin and armor. But yeah, right? Like that is definitely a blonder, brighter color than the bronze that we have on the Argonauts. So this is one way you can do gold. Now, if I wanted to go even brighter, then I hit it with Guilliman Flesh instead of Dark Oath Flesh. So again, it's just a matter of knowing the systems and knowing where you really want your what you really want for your outcome. And that's exactly what I want for my outcome. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry. We're gonna hit Cersei with this same color. The jewelry across her neck there. And then all kind of draped down here and here. Right? Just trying to get these colors to get that gold to pop a little bit more. All right. Cool. All right. Also, while I'm here, I can make whatever she's offering to be blue or green. I like green. Make it look more like a magical spell water or whatever. Let's use this green. There we go. Have some of this magical spell water. There we go. Okay. Jump back to these guys. So really the other major thing I gotta hit here is the wood on the spears, and then I'm also going to base coat the spears, and also the wood on the spears, the studded belts on top of the kilt. So we're gonna hit those too with this dark brown, this wildwood color. Right. See how quickly these go once you have a decent plan for how you're planning on doing these. Get the bottom of the sandals there. Gonna get the straps of the sandals. Yeah, you show them, Argonaut guy. Oops. Wait, a little clean up there. A little clean up right there. Whoop. Okay. Good. Sandals can sometimes be quite annoying to paint. Oh shoot. This guy, they have wristbands. Oops. Well, here. What? 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 Okay. I didn't realize they had wristbands right there. Oops. Let's do that. Oh, forgot to do the back side. See, I'm going too fast now. Need to slow down. Slow down. Okay. And then, yeah, we're gonna highlight these bad boys. Highlighting does so much right now towards getting these models to really pop and look complete. There's a lot hinging upon it, and there's a couple different ways I can do it, so we'll get into that the minute I am done painting this all straps and whatnot, sandals. You notice you can do this pretty quickly because the browns are gonna blend pretty well, right? So it's not the end of the world if one runs into a little bit of the other color there. Like I can even do that as long as I wash it down. It's not that big a deal. There we go. Okay. All right. It's just weird that there's a wristband right there. That is just weird. I guess they kind of had to sculpt something there to be a break because it might look weird. The hand is slightly disproportionate. So I think maybe they were worried it's going to look weird. They didn't put anything there. They kind of break up your eye when you're looking at it. Break your eye. Oh, sorry. Break your vision. Don't break your eye. I really like the God tier blocking out minions design. Not sure if I absolutely like the point scoring system. Yeah, there's God tier. God tier is it's a decent game, right? It can be entertaining for what it is. I think that it's definitely it's a playable game that I I will actually play, but I don't know how into it I'll be. That makes sense. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be like, oh, we need to do a God tier tournament. I really don't see that happening. God tier is like, check out my hilarious looking God and the minions. You're playing that one that was essentially just a giant piece of shit. That thing was awesome. Giant piece of shit and then just moving pieces of shit. It was great. Alright. Doing well. Doing well. What color should Penny's hair be? I'm going to let you tell me, Nelson, what color Penny's hair should be. Well, I do the base coats on the weaponry. So for the steel, we're going to start with Basilicanum Gray. So a lot of people are just going to, that paint with contrast paints, are just going to do this and then be done. Because like it does look like a mostly finished model, but it's really just color blocked. Okay. But yeah, I will wait for you to tell me what color Penny's hair should be. I know all their hair is brown in the art, like brown or dark gray, but it's your models, dude. You can be like, no, I want Penny to be a blonde, or I want her to be a redhead. Entirely up to you, sir. Or you could say, stick with the art, make her a brunette. Yeah, I don't think ultimately that God tier is going to be like the great game. It's not going to be, for me anyways, it ain't going to be Guild Ball. It ain't going to beat Guild Ball. But like I said, I would be willing to break it out and play it. Because why not? Okay. So while you're figuring out her hair, let's get back to highlighting these bad boys. Okay. So, so what I need to do now is I am gonna go back to a slightly gold color here. Palomino gold may be too bright, but I can use it if I want. Yeah, let's just use it. Palomino gold or NMM gold base are both very good colors here. I don't want candlelight because that's too... Candlelight is too bright yellow. Well, there's NMM gold base, which is actually slightly duller, so we'll go with that. So I'm going to make a glaze out of this, and then we're going to use it to highlight the model. Oh man, it's my glaze medium. Dirty blonde? Sure, could do that. Can do, sir. In fact, if we're going to do that, I'm going to use the same color as the base for her hair. Cool. All right. So this is going to be a rougher highlight. Right? It's more like an overbrush. And it's just designed to draw your eye to specific parts of the model. Right? So this is going to be, again, fairly quick and dirty job here. Just to get those back on the map. Let's paint some of the studs here. Right. You know, all of the greaves. You don't want to overdo this color or you go back to gold. But you can actually have a fair bit of it on if you want. Just be careful. Don't overdo this color. And it's a glaze, so it will blend. You got plenty of working time to make that look how you like. All right. Because all I'm really trying to do here is really trying to accentuate the difference between the light and the dark part of these metallic pieces. And it's just this it's this last little bit of detailing which is going to be quite nice. Right? So there's going to be a total of 2 highlights on the armor. And it's designed to, like I said, it's designed to throw your interest around a little bit. These are troopers, so, you know, it doesn't have to be the most awe-inspiring thing, but a little bit of highlight can actually, you know, really increase interest in the model. Okay. are going pretty quick. This game looks fun too. Hopefully I can check it out at some point. Do you like, Nelson, do you like this game better than God Tier? Alright. Get some highlights on her. She actually doesn't need that much in terms of highlight. Because it's a really nice effect as is. So I will actually focus more on a super highlight for her. I just use this to help patch up any of those like real kind of spotty areas. And then, like you said, dirty blonde is what we're going with. So we'll use this as the base. Are you, Nelson? Are you blonde, dude? Like what? Is there a specific hair color you like in your ladies? I definitely consider myself a blonde dude. You love MVP, like, oh cool. Yeah, blonde is definitely among my quote unquote type. Do you like the blondes? Okay. So instead of going platinum with this, we'll shade it down. It's not even close. All right. Cool. We'll let that dry. All right, now for the super highlight. Super highlight is almost white. We just go with a super light, like a bone color. I'm going with Elfic Flesh here. I could go Insignia white, but this is a pretty good color. We like this color. Now, as you go up in your highlight, you are going to have to highlight sharper. I'll show you what I mean by that. This has to be a little bit more precise about where you put it, and it's got to be sharp. So really, on this, I'm just looking for the tightest of edges. But intelligence always add a few extra points, especially those who got things figured out and don't waste time. Well, that's good. You're like a woman who has things figured out. I think that's a good thing to want in a potential mate. A lot of guys like women who may not have things figured out, but are a little more docile. I don't know how I feel about that. I know that gets the modern day people frown on that. Like, oh, sometimes it's, hey, you want an agreeable person. I'll be, I won't fault you for that. It's good to have. Sometimes, you're in intellectual, arm wrestling matches all the time. I guess the key is you don't want a woman who can't think for herself, right? You don't want a complete, somebody that can't can't come to their own conclusions about stuff, can't make observations, can't add anything to the conversation. I can see that. All right. May have overdone staying around through the holidays. No, I'm not traveling at all. I'm staying here. I have a lot of work to do, so I'm staying here. My wife and Octavius have the 2 weeks off, so they're staying here. Yeah. So you see what I'm doing is I'm just edge highlighting, basically just towards the tops of all these armor plates and things, just to draw a little bit of interest to them. Ooh, I might have overdone that slightly. And this is just supposed to be an edge highlight. Okay, so you can see there it's got enough on it. It's not the best paint job, frankly, but these are for your minions. So not the best paint job, but it's effective, right? It's an effective paint job. You'll be able to tell what these are and what's going on with them. You get to game a bit. I would like to. I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. I would like to, but the days that are off are like Christmas Day, so obviously I can't go to a store and game there. I don't know. I I would like to, but I do have a Guild Ball tournament that I'm hosting on the 29th, so that's good. So just little highlights. Not bad. I'm hoping I get to game a little bit, after work. Oh shoot, didn't even hit the didn't hit the straps on this guy. Let's take care of that right now. Yeah, I want to one of these days during the week, I want to, instead of going home, I want to just go to GameCraft and have some beer and kind of just relax and enjoy my life a little bit. That would be nice. A little bit of Gamecraft action there. Yeah, dude. I'm really needing some kind of way to blow off steam. Work has got me down. Hey, what's up, Sean? Welcome to the feed. Okay, got a little bit of highlight going on there. Here. Woo. So it's not the most precise highlight, but it's gonna make, they'll look good. They'll look good. Just drawing a little light around them. That's all this highlight really is. It's just a highlight. Just to draw a little light around the model. Oh, look at that. I didn't hit these either. Man. Let's do that again. Real quick. Good news is, these are almost done. Believe it or not, we should be able to get these troopers done tonight. And maybe Pentheon. And that's a nice little, it's a nice little kickstart into this commission here. Okay, so there's that. Okay, the last thing I really need to do here on these guys is I gotta highlight the spear, right? So I'm gonna draw a line right there, and right here. And right there, right? I'm going to do that on both sides of the spear. Right. Just draw a little interest to that, to the spear there. There. But man, 2 months, dude. Yeah, dude. It's been rough. It's been rough all over. Hard for us to find games. Hard for us to get together. Yeah, that little highlight just helps you believe the whole spear concept. That little highlight, that whole thing. Suddenly it looks more than just like a gray ore. Now it looks like a weapon. Little details like that go a long way. Enjoying painting Mythic Battles? I sure am, man. Look at these. These are super fun. They're super fun. Look at that. I think this may be one of my favorite sculpts so far that I painted for Mythic Battles. This little penny here. She is just super cool. So that brings the swords into a really nice effect there. All right, and then we're going to highlight the gold armor. So we'll double highlight just like we did on those other pieces. Actually, I don't even think I need to highlight with the NMM gold base. I think I can go straight to the lighter highlight. It just has to be an edge highlight, or like a very sharp piece there. Oh, so that thing never really took off the way we needed it to. So still doing touch-ups. Gotta make sure she looks great. And she is such a great sculpt. And very gently glaze that area. Right? Gotta make sure those look fantastic. Yeah, there really isn't much brightness to draw to her. She just has a lot of warmth. Yeah, she looks great. Okay. All right, I do need to shade the hair, so let's do that. That's pretty easy to do. I can do skeletal horde, which is kind of nice. I might do that, or I could do if I have. Let's do some Seraphim Sepia. It's a nice way to do dirty blonde. I'm just gonna give us a real subtle shade color there. I'm gonna pick up the excess. I don't want it to pull too hard. But yeah, it's gonna give us a nice dirty blonde color. Okay. Okay, so now that's like, these are rocking, dude. Let's get some black down on the bases. Where is my standby? My Thamar black. Trying to figure out when you should paint your female Krampus. Is there do you have like a commission or something in the way? What would it do, man? Alright. Get a little water here. A little more water. Alright. And let's paint this black. make sure that we paint that. We paint a nice even coat on here. Okay. Wow, that's a really cool looking mini. Here we go with the No Limit Soldiers. I still don't quite. She's just here for your free time. Oh, got it. Well, I got minis on this desk right now that are minis that I'm gonna paint in my free time. Oh, I bought an LE spade for Guild Ball. That's just, there's no necessity around that. I just wanted it. But yeah, I'll paint that if and when I get some free time. To paint this. I like what you've done with these Pantheon models. Thanks. They're just, you can come up with good color schemes with them real quick. And, you know, especially for squads, you just do, you get nice effects, and you get a nice effect on how you want the model to look. And they look pretty good. Right? They're looking pretty good. Hey, what's up, Kevin? What up, man? All right. All right. Kevin on that crazy, doing that crazy train, man. He's trying to get that. He's trying to do. Please tell me you have Monday off, Kevin. Please tell me you have Monday off, because you gotta to hit your deadline, dude. You gotta just take a day and just paint. All right, so we'll let these dry. I don't know what else I really want to work on right now. I guess I could work on her a little bit. Let's do some highlights around this bowl here. Now I'm gonna give Cersei dark hair, and then this gown. The gown is real pale in the art, so I think I know what I'm gonna do there too. So, but first let's do the dark hair. Just rocking a little bit of a bowl cut there. But she don't care, you know. Her milkshake still brings all the boys to the yard. Even with her odd bowl haircut. No Monday off. Oh shit, son. Oh shit. Gotta hit that turbo button then on painting. You can do it. Just don't sleep. You'll be fine. There. She's getting, you're missing 3 boxes for RSD expansions. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, I might hate to say this out loud, but with her long face and the dark hair, she's looking a little bit like Cher in the face. If you were after and the boys are like, what? Yeah, dude. She got Odysseus and them to come to the island, turn them into pigs and whatnot. There we go. All right. Yep. So I'm gonna give this undercoat a quick base coat, and since I'm trying to get back to my gray color for the primer, I'm gonna use this sky gray color. Just a nice. I'm just gonna try to finish her as a bonus because we're moving quick, man. Like I said, once you get skin and eyes done, pretty quick. There's not, especially her and the nymph there, there's not a whole lot to these designs. Right, so this color here is a really nice, this is a really nice substitute for like gray sear. So I'm gonna lay this sucker down, put that layer down. And I just want a nice even undercoat for the color that I'm going to paint this robe. Okay, so looking pretty good there. We'll just let this color dry. While that's drying, we'll work on some other stuff real fast. Oh, I need to actually I need to tighten this up right here. There we go. Whoa, settle down, dude. I screwed up. Not the end of the world, though. You just work that sucker out. There you go. Work that sucker out. Alright, I'll let that dry. And while that's drying, where is my basilicanum gray for the knife? Said, I want the knife. Little Christ knife right there. Alright. Anybody else remember Eddie Murphy in The Golden Child? The I want the knife. Could just be me. I know that's an old movie, so pardon my old my old reference. Okay, boomer. I'll let this dry. I'll be honest with you. I want this nymph to have red hair. I want her to have red hair. She's really, really angry about what's going on. Let's get her robe here to a similar color. She's got a little panty here. A little underwear right there. And that looks good. This looks good. Just want to make sure it's all an even color before I figure out. Had my wife watch Coming to America. Yes! Coming to America. Which was, you know, Zamunda is the same as Wakanda. For you Marvel fans. Right? Wakanda was not the first fictional advanced Africa on film. It was Zamunda, the kingdom of Zamunda. So I like so much about Coming to America, man. I love that Eddie Murphy and Arsenio did like so many of the characters. Everybody loves the barbershop characters, and those characters are great. I really liked Randy Watson and the preacher. Echo as a redhead's great. They usually have great bodies, but her psycho yelling. Yeah, she's doing anime scream for sure. Super tsundere. Tsundere. Okay, yeah, we'll make her a ginger. We'll make her an angry little, like, ginger lady. It's gonna be awesome. Tsundere. It is just fun. Are we still talking about Coming to America? It's a fantastic movie. Okay. Once I'm finished painting this red hair, you guys tell me if this reminds you of any specific actress or anything. I'll tell you who it reminds me of in a minute. I love the Lord, and if loving the Lord is wrong, I don't want to be right. The part that had me fucking rolling was when he was like, he helped Joshua at the Battle of Jericho. He helped David defeat Goliath. He helped Gilligan get off the island. And I fucking lost my mind when he said that that Jesus helped Gilligan get off the island. I was crying in the movie theaters. That line still gets me every single time. He helped Gilligan get off the island. Oh my god. I don't know why stupid shit like that just gets me. Sometimes it's just like a really stupid joke, and it just gets you for some reason. Like the dumbest Christmas meme I've seen was it just got me funny. I was at work and I saw it. Sorry. Okay, cough. It was so stupid. It was just a for lease sign and it said for lease and then somebody spray painted Navidad underneath it. For lease Navidad. It was so dumb. But I I don't know. Guilty pleasure, man. Sometimes just the dumbest shit will make you laugh. But now I can't not see it. Every time I see a for lease sign, I see for lease Navidad. All right. All right. If you've ever seen what's it called? 50,000 years the poster for 50,000 uh, BC with Raquel Welch. This looks like that. That's what this reminds me of. That's what that reminds me of. Okay. So, she is going to have her robe will be Griff Charger gray. Let me do a quick highlight on the knife. On her Chris knife here. Blood. Hope this is not Chris's blood. Oh my god, you saw that dumb. That meme is so dumb. And I think it's like this is the dumbest Christmas meme. And it just got me. Alright. You can't, yeah, especially you, Nelson. You're gonna be looking at properties and it says Feliz Navidad every time you see the for lease sign. All right, uh, I need this color right here. Oh no, that one's almost out. Uh-oh, hold on. Here we go. Okay, so because she was super pale, she's gonna have this Griff Charger gray as the color of her robe. Oh, she. Just tiny little bits here that need to be. All right. So this Griff Charger Gray may not look like anything on screen, so I apologize. That's kind of the point, though. This is a super pale color, so it may not look like anything at first. Okay. All right, good. As you can see, and this is going to leave a nice gray tone there. When I do the base black, the whole thing will pop. So that's good. You can see here the base is not even. So I'm gonna do a second coat on the top of this base here, which is a damn shame. I wish that I had an easier way to get model color black instead of having to use Thamar black, because as you can see, Thamar black has a high sheen to it, and it's just not the most even black. Black is a very difficult color to find a good, reliable black that's just going to lay down nice and even. All right. All right, and for our tsundere here, her gown is going to be warmer in color, so we'll go with this Plague Bearer Flesh. And this is gonna, so it'll be more like a pale, you can see it's like a pale green color. The weird thing is I don't know why this is sheer. It's not tight enough. It shouldn't be. This should not be sheer. I don't understand why the art would have it. Right? I've done sheer stuff before, but it should be a lot tighter than this type of gown. Let's let this dry, and then I'll decide what sort of if I want to try to make this sheer or not. I don't know. Because, I have an idea what I can do to make it. It's going to be really difficult, though. It's going to be very, not difficult, but just really subtle. Like, you may only be able to see it if you're, like, intently staring and you know it's there. Well, didn't I screw it up a little bit? Here we go. Let's get some of this. There we go. We'll let that dry. Okay. Man, we are cooking. Let's get this, let's get the Thamar black down. Can't believe how fast that went. This is what you must do for your Arcadia quest, Kevin, but you're going to be painting in bigger batches to start. Goblins will go quick, though. Goblins will go quick, and like a lot of the baddies are pretty quick. accidentally get her toes. No. Got some black paint crawling up her toes. Don't do it. There we go. No, that I didn't actually get it up her toes. Her toes really do stop right there. That's weird. Okay. Well, if that's true, let's just bank. Let's let that dry. We might as well paint the Thamar black on her too. So it's nice here then. All I got left to do is a couple of monsters and Hades to paint. And this section is done. Yee-hoo! Gotta love that. Make sure I've got a nice thick, nice full coat of Thamar black, because it just does not like to lie flat and even on these surfaces. Sprayed all the baddies red and washed them all. Lots of Nuln oil. Nice. Yeah, that's like an advanced dipping technique that you got going on there. Okay, let us do this with some of the transparency that we're dealing with here. What I'm gonna do is I need a darker flesh tone to do this, but it's gotta be thin. Because if you use the same flesh tone that you're using the regular flesh with, this does not work at all. You really need to have a darker tone to denote that your skin, your sheer skin, is underneath cloth. So I like this heavy skin tone for this. And I am going to turn this into a glaze again because you need this to be you got to be pretty delicate with this now. Especially over such a light color like this, like this here. So I want this to be stupidly thin. Okay. And you're going to just very subtly put that in just at the tip there, right? Just at the tippy top that's where some boobsicle will shine through right there. Little bit of boobsicle right there. Then we're gonna feather it out. Starting to look there. Like you want this to almost disappear. If you can see the line of where it begins and ends, you've screwed up. And I kind of already have screwed up a little bit, but I'll be able to fix it. Okay. I'm not announcing what I'm doing right now. Should be able to tell though. Just did 2 tiny little dots. You should be able to figure out what I just did. Okay, so now I need that plague bearer flesh again. There we go. Yeah, I think if I were to do shear and I really wanted to do it justice on this model, I think I should have gone with a darker robe color, because you really can't tell at all that that's what's going on there. So yeah, I didn't quite accomplish what I hoped it would. But man, it's super subtle. Cool though. For the most part, pretty happy with that. It's a cool model. Okay. Okay. Next thing I can do is let's shade this this red hair just a little bit. We'll shade it with a little bit of snakebite leather. Pretty down for that. Okay. Okay. So let this dry. Pretty good, folks. Pretty productive evening overall. Let's see a little spot here I want to get. It's bugging me. There we go. And actually, we'll use this to let's get a little more shade there. That looks awesome. I love this model. This model is so cool. Love that model. All right. But yeah, we just rocked those 6 models out. That was hot. Right? So cool. Where is gonna let these dry. You guys done with Corey and Oberon? Nice. Where's my cap? Hate that. When you lose the your little sleeve. So upsetting. Very upsetting. Oh, there it is. Alright. So I will seal these tomorrow. And then it's just like I was saying, it's the 2 monsters that we're gonna paint. So he's supposed to be gray and black, so I could respray him. I could spray this dog to look darker, or I guess more gray. more gray. Little Cerberus there. And we got the Hydra, which is pretty cool. He's actually, this is pretty nice color block, so I'll we'll just brighten him up, put the details in, and this one will be ready to go. So those two, and then finally we have um, got Hades, and we talked about the sort of fade out effect that I'm gonna do on Hades. So hurrah! He's gonna be like Ray Fiennes Hades here. So anyways, yeah, dude, super fun. I like painting MVP. It's fun. It's fun stuff to do. You can, it. You can clear through it pretty quick and get some really nice results. The sculpts are just fantastic for one piece sculpts, dude. One piece plastic sculpts. Right? There you go. I mean, I could make this. I could chop her off the base and use her as my O Harmony. She can be She's O Harmony forgot her armor at home. She's 5-0 defense. You know. Hydra's doing pretty well. We'll finish him pretty quick. So if I paint tomorrow night, it'll be we'll work on Hydra and the Doge, and then we'll start working on Hades as well. But yeah, it's looking pretty good, man. Hopefully I can get this commissioned to you sooner rather than later, so you have it for the holiday, and we can just enjoy a nice little Christmas break. Try to get some games in, whatnot. Yeah, super fun. Enjoying all this painting so far. Good stuff. All right, guys. So I do have to get up early tomorrow and run around with my kids, but I'll keep you guys posted regarding my ability to get in game tomorrow, because I need something good about this weekend to happen, other than, like I said earlier, my the highlights of this week for me has been uh, buying Guild Ball off the Comic Quest shelf, and then uh, I finally got to have one of those Popeyes chicken sandwiches. So good stuff, man. Popeyes chicken sandwich. This is the spicy. Get the spicy. They're delicious. I'm gonna have to get me another one of them because those are good. It's good stuff. Uh, I don't think don't stab anybody for